Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We have a First Alert 6 Scam School special for you. That's a tongue twister for you. We are discussing this latest scam with the Better Business Bureau. Our Josh Planos is joining us here shortly to warn homeowners today of fall improvement scams. Beautiful weather out there lately, so we don't want you to fall for those fall scams, so to speak. So before I get even more tongue-tied, we're going to head over to Josh Planos with the Better Business Bureau. Josh, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jacqueline, and bravo for the pun. I appreciated the
Thank
commitment.
you. Yeah, it's all about the delivery, right? So again, thanks
That
for
it is.
joining us, and tell us a little bit about these fall home improvement scams. What specifically are we looking at here?
Yeah, so around the months of September and October, there are a lot of people who are trying to get home renovation projects done before the winter months because typically that's not the best time to have somebody tearing up your house or your yard. And also, from a budgeting perspective, getting something accomplished just before the holidays is usually best practice. That way, you're not floating both the home reno project and the bills associated with that at the same time that you're buying, presents or making travel arrangements. So the weather is also lovely, as you mentioned, Jacqueline. So there are going to be a lot of people walking in and around your neighborhoods that maybe have a great idea of something that they can offer, and maybe you're just looking to kind of wedge their way into this market of people who are spending the fall season investing in improving their property.
Yeah, okay. So you kind of alluded to the main topic of discussion today. I thought this was interesting when I was just reading the little outline that you sent my way. So thank you. About homeowners specifically avoiding door-to-door contractors. So why contractors specifically who are kind of, doorbell hopping, so to speak?
So typically, what these door-to-door solicitors are offering are things that just about every homeowner will say that they want. For instance, something like bug repellent or energy solutions. There's a lot of solar energy in particular that is sold door to door. In some cases, it's preparations that can be done to make your yard look as good as it possibly can for next summer. And in some cases, it's home security systems. So really, what they're offering are frequently a wide grab bag of options that a lot of homeowners may be interested in, but maybe haven't deeply pursued or done a little bit of research on before this person just came up on the front doorstep. So nearly in every situation, they are offering discounts and rates that seem a little too good to be true. And there are a lot of high pressure sales tactics involved with this strategy that, frankly, most ethical companies would avoid entirely. But it's something to be aware of because the weather is nice. People want to spend some time outdoors, and it's only going to be a matter of time before somebody comes up with an offer. And I think for a lot of folks, they're really unprepared for what that offer even entails, and so there might be a willingness to engage when you really don't need that project in the first place.
Yes, and Josh, we keep talking about the weather, so I'm going to just take a quick look here at the weather from our Children's Nebraska cam. This is a live look. It looks like attack from the killer bug, too. So, everyone's out there and enjoying these fine, nicer temperatures. Clearly not a cloud in the sky, so something that is definitely seasonal for us in this topic today. So there were some other things that you said. We always say if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Avoiding upfront payment demands, like you must pay me this now or else you're going to skip out on this deal. That's one thing. And then getting multiple quotes and not rushing these seasonal decisions. So did you want to speak to one or all three of those things just to kind of give people a better rounded idea of what we're talking about here?
Yeah, a lot of times on the upfront payment demand piece, the framing is less about I need all of the money now and it's a ton of money, and it's more about it's not a lot of money, but I need all of it right now. So the packaging usually sounds a little bit more enticing, but these are an example of a high pressure sales tactic where you would really never need to pay full upfront for a project. Our best practice is 50%. It does depend on industry, but you should really never need to exceed 50% for a project that hasn't even really started yet.
Yeah.
Legitimate contractors typically don't require that full payment before they've started their work. So usually that's a sign that maybe that business is not interested in seeing that all the way through. And then, Jacqueline, you and I talk all the time about the importance of getting multiple quotes. Just because somebody shows up on your front door and they're the first person to ask, that is frankly not a good enough reason for that person to get your business, because you don't know really if their how their rate is in the general market. You don't know if that's a really low offer, a really high offer, or why they're knocking on your front door at all. So
Right.
our best practice is to get three bids. At least you know that they're from licensed companies to begin with. That's another point that I haven't addressed yet, Jacqueline, is just because somebody shows up in your community and they say they support a business does not mean that that business is actually legally licensed to provide that work. And that's really something you want to have at bare minimum in your back pocket before you agree to any terms or conditions.
Yeah, seriously, some great advice there. And clearly we can always head to bbb.org for more information on this topic and any others that we choose to discuss when it comes time for First Alert 6 Scam School. So, Josh, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate you being here at the Alert Center, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me, Jacqueline.
All right, Josh, have a good day. All right, we were just chatting with Josh Planos with the Better Business Bureau for our First Alert 6 Scam School. The latest scam, unfortunately, we have to look out for is falling for those fall home improvement scams. Okay, I think I got it on the second try. So some tips there he was just giving us. Sounds too good to be true. It usually is. But something that's not too good to be true at this point anyway, right? We'll have to watch out for it. The weather. It looks beautiful out there. So let's take a live look from our Blackstone camera right now. It looks like a hazy shot here, but clearly not a cloud in the sky, so that's good. And a lot of green in the metro today, so that's nice. Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord tells us today we can anticipate mostly sunny temperatures out there. Pleasant, a bit warm with a high of 84, but right now, sounds too good to be true, right? So another shot that I like to share with you from our First National camera. Here's a look at the American flag blowing in the wind. So a bit windy out there, but not too bad. Doesn't look like you're going to lose your toupee if you, in fact, wear one of those still, if that's still a thing. I don't know. Probably a good thing that I don't know. I haven't seen anyone wear a toupee in years, but that's the first thing that came to mind, guys. All right, tonight, clear and cool, a low of 54. And let's see here. And then we are looking forward to the rest of the week. I also want to show you this shot if perhaps you missed Josh Planos and I talking. This has been Attack of the Killer Wasp here from this live look from Children's Nebraska Cam. I don't know why they're so attracted to the camera today, but here you go. Let's just kind of leave it on there and see what we can, there we go. See? What trouble we can get into. So I don't know, a beautiful day to fly around apparently. So I'm actually headed over to our website to get a clearer view of what is in store for us today as far as what we have to look forward to weather-wise. So that's firstalerts6.com. Let's just head over there now. We've seen enough of the bugs, right? So I did click on the gray tab for First Alert 6 weather. And again, here is Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord's forecast for you. So current conditions 77, and then let's take a look at the 3-day. I always like doing this one for some reason. So as we look ahead to Friday, 86 and sunny, Saturday, 85 and sunny, and then don't forget, Saturday is kind of a big deal here in the metro. If you didn't hear, we are celebrating the historical win of Terrence Bud Crawford with a parade for him Saturday at 10 in the morning. I know personally I'll be here Saturday at 10 live streaming the parade for you, so please make sure to stay tuned for that as a little web extra for you today. Now in the meantime, just want to say thank you again so much for joining us here at the Alert Center. One last look at these crazy bugs here from our Children's Nebraska Cam. I just can't get over this, gotta love it. And please do stay tuned for our broadcast with our Dave Zavolinsky at 3 p.m. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine if you haven't already, and we'll see you then.